welcome back. It's Christine again with the Artist Pod, and today we're going to talk about how to draw a panda. So, let's get arting. Alright, so here is the panda. Pandas are relatively simple to do. Their heads are just big circles with two little circle ears, and then you have kind of these oval shapes that are the black around the eyes. But otherwise they're just white, so we are just gonna hop right in. Alright, so the hair by the nose is shorter. You'll see me lengthen it out as I go. And the way that I was drawing the hair by the nose, I'm sort of going to line it up to a central point in the middle of his face. Some of that's because of how I did the hair by his eyes. I've seen it on other animals though too. Sometimes there'll be that middle point, typically on donkeys or zebras and things like that. And pandas, they're just kind of a giant circle with a few black spots. So there's not a lot to them. There's a whole lot of white space. You can strip a lot of information down from a panda and it'd still be recognizable. And then the black. There's too much information of a panda that's in the black for me to leave it alone, right? Like I have the ears and the eyes I've got to flesh out. So I'm going to have the light source coming from over here. Just like always, that means that it's coming from above and in front of, not behind, so that gives the best chance for the subject to have a lot of light on their face. And let's just get started. I turned off the black there, or I should say the gray, because it was close enough to the white in color that I couldn't quite distinguish it. So sometimes I'll do that if I need to make sure I'm marking the lines right. And as I'm doing it, it's just following the lines that I've already created in the sketching step. So all I really have to figure out in this step is where the shadows and highlights would sort of, kick in. And as I come to that back side, making sure I have the shadow in the right spot. Which I'll often feather out a bigger area than I need to, just so that it's easier to transition that way. And then there you can see, even on the side of the light source, there's a little bit of a shadow as the object rounds away. And then just a sort of a bigger shadow on the shadowed side. And pandas, like a lot of animals, their noses aren't big enough to stop the highlight from hitting that other cheek. So that's why there's always a little bit of a burst there. And then getting into the black. It's almost harder to draw the gray as black because I'm holding back so much. I'm not putting full pin pressure. And I have to be much more careful with my strokes so that it doesn't come off too light. It doesn't come off too gray. It can still kind of look like it's black, meant to be black. And the same with the ears. You can see I'm erasing a lot as I put it down when I think I've done too much. And their eyes are actually a dark brown or a black-ish. Like, we won't necessarily always see the color. I opted to give them a little burst of color. I could have just added the light flare. The light flare is one of the most important parts to it, which is what I'm doing now. Alright, so that is how you draw a panda. I hope that was helpful. In the floating nether next to me I have other videos of art tutorials I have done, and in this specific floating nether is a video to a longer version of this one where I go more in depth on how to draw the panda. So I will see you all soon. Thank you so much. Take care.